bacon and bacon.
All right, you're ready to go.
And making.
So Eddie, what are you gonna do first?
Okay, so make sure that it's Vaseline lubricated. Make sure your cast fits in okay. You don't have to trim the sides. And so we're ready. So we got some slurry water here.
How'd you get the slurry water?
Just grind the cast on the wet trimmer here. Get the water. That works. It's not real slurry water, but it'll work for our case here.
Okay.
So it's kind of eyeball how much stone water we need. So just put some here. Just mix up the stone. It's going to set pretty fast. So you want to work kind of quickly. Put some in here. You want to put your cast in. You want the land area of your cast to be pretty level with the metal here. So don't push it in too much. It's about good right here. And you want this land area back here to be pretty even with this area here. So that's pretty good too. And then you just smooth all this extra stone.
All right, Eddie. So what have you done so far? We got the first part on the camera.
So you want to slope up the stone up to all your land area. So usually on a mandibular, you gotta slope it up pretty high here. You also want to make sure you don't get any stone on the flask itself, because then the other part won't seep.
So where's the flask? Is this the flask right here?
Yeah. So the middle here, and the white part right here.
Is it okay to get some of the wax like you got?
Yeah, we'll clean it up later. And plus, nice to have these cotton deflectors. It's pretty good for getting this part right here.
So what are you going to do next? So it's already starting to set up. So he's going to run his fingers over here. Get this down.
And it's a good idea to close the flask and make sure that it seats all the way.
I did that 3 times.
We'll take this part out.
Too late now.
You can see that it's well.
No, it's a long one.
Yeah, it's good. If it's not seating, look in here, and there might be some stone that you have to take off.
All right, Eddie.
Rest, I guess. So after you invest, you have these sharp corners. You got to round them up. Otherwise, when you have the other stone on top, it might kind of get locked in these little areas here. So.
All right, so what do you get now?
So we're gonna sprue the cast. So you get two of these. Always important to lube, so put some Vaseline here. Put this through.
What did that one not go through?
Got a little crook in here. And then we get some.
Is that going to be okay? Since there's a little bit of.
No, we fill it in. Just so.
Oh, you take a little bit of rope wax. For the second sprue, Eddie has made a Y, and to connect both sides of it. For the maxillary one, he's just doing a single one. One point that he made was that you don't want to have too much excess on this little nib because it'll backflow at you.
Also, you want to make sure that it's kind of sealed against the bottom of the stone. Otherwise, the second pour, the stone will go under there and kind of lock in. So.
Alright, what's the next step now?
You want to do the silicone still?
Okay, what are you going to do next?
We're going to use some dense putty. It helps with having a nice, smooth acrylic after you process. Also helps with cleanup. You don't have the stone go into the proximal, so it's pretty useful for that. So we use the monoject. It's kind of too thin at the tip, so we cut it to about that thickness or so. And then you mix the base and catalyst.
You never used it. I think she'd ask for it. Yeah, but it's
Equal amount of
one
each.
patient every 10.
So do we have to do this step?
So 3 times you're going to use it.
Which one?
The silicone step?
No, you don't have to, but if you don't, it's just going to be more cleanup. I like it. If you do things like stippling, this helps preserve that real nice.
So we only have one, or enough for one?
I think so, yeah.
Well, I'll go to her in a month and see how you pass them all out. Do you guys know what these napkins?
We'll see how much we can get out of this.
How long does it take to set up?
He's doing it.
A couple minutes. So when you put this, you want to go just from next to the teeth. You don't want to go in the occlusal because it has some give, so you don't want the teeth to be moving. Also, it's important to try and not get any bubbles as you're doing this. If you get a bubble, you'll have a nodule on the acrylic.
That's just complicating your life.
I think it makes it easier.
You think?
Yeah, when you break it out.
I've
you
seen
have to-
everybody try it and everybody has a different opinion. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. You know, there's a PowerPoint presentation about how to flask and everything.
Yeah, I've already went over it.
You kind of want to have a little rough to kind of lock it in the stone a little bit.
Now, I have a question, Eddie.
Yeah.
How are the teeth gonna lock in? For example, these molars, they're gonna move.
No, they can index on the against the stone.
I know they're gonna index against the stone. But for example, look at this. Look at the molar. There is nothing to index. It's flat.
It'll work.
So your teeth are gonna move.
I think we have enough for this
So
one.
that's Carlos, or
No, I'm asking because I never did it like that, but I saw that these guys started doing it like that.
No, they don't move that.
Can you let me know after you process? Always have in mind that there's always one denture that you screw up. Processing.
so that's for the other pros residents that watch this video.
And you just clean everything. It's pretty clean.
So what are you doing now?
It's walnut shells to help it stick to the stone.
So you apply that while it's still wet?
Yeah.
Carlos was saying that if you use walnut shells afterwards and you don't do this step, it still works about the same.
No, don't put that in the video. You want me to get killed or kill me?
That's
You
definitely
say that publicly?
that's going.
I'm
in the
gonna
video.
be coming back to the residency. If you tell that to Dr. Nagy, he's gonna return you.
So
It'll be
Dr.
on
Nagy,
YouTube.
It'll get the
Yeah, I
stone
know.
out, but it'll probably mess up your anatomy.
if you put the walnut shells on it,
If you, because you're sandblasting it. The walnut shell is used like in this aerator.
you got it.
You're gonna sandblast away some of your anatomy.
So do you wash that off afterwards when
When it
up?
sets, you can just pull it off.
Okay.
You want to wait till it sets because
How long does that take to set?
a couple minutes.
So what's the next step after you put the
So
walnut
after it
shells on?
sets, after this sets, you can just blow the extra off with the air hose here.
So now we have walnut shells incorporated into our silicone so that we can, I guess, attach it to the stone.
Yeah.
And so do we have any on that crucial surface?
No, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, for separator on the cast, I like to use the Super Sep. You don't want to use Vaseline because it's so thick that you can't close the flask together that well. Super Sep is really easy. So I like to just pour a little in a medicine cup like this, and then use a brush to put it on. I think you have more control than spraying it, which just gets all over the teeth and everywhere with the wax. It's not a big deal if you do, but I think it works pretty well like this. So you just paint it everywhere. You want to put 2 or 3 layers of this.
So you let it dry and then put another layer on?
Yeah.
Do we put any separator in the wax?
No. Although it doesn't hurt it if it gets some on there. You can't put too much separator. So. So now we're ready to finish investing it. So we put the other side of the flask.
So you gotta make sure it closes.
Again, make sure it closes all the way around. That's pretty good. Same thing. For this, you can use slurry water, but you probably don't want to. You need time to work with it to make sure that you get the flow everywhere without any bubbles. So.
Are we gonna put on a vibrator when we actually pour it?
Yeah.
All right, so just regular microstone. Do we vacuum mix it?
Actually, I still like to use that the yellow lapstone. It's easier to break out.
Do you still vacuum mix it?
It's probably a good idea too. Yeah. You see this?
All right.
You know Instagram? Huh? It's probably not good that we're using the right water ratio or whatever, but I don't know what it is, so.
But that's fine. Well, yeah, for the other stone. So this is the undergraduate stone that Eddie stole from the undergrads.
Yeah, you don't believe it?
I borrowed it.
No, I lied. Yeah, he borrowed it. He's gonna give it back. So.
It's gonna have 2 people doing this. One to kind of make sure the stone goes everywhere, and someone else will be pouring it in. So Brian's gonna help me here. So turn on the vacuum. When you pour that up, that you see some pour out, that means that you got stone all
Pour
the
out
way up.
out the sides too.
Yeah, all the sides too. It'll kind of seal it in. So you let this set for a while. Once it kind of sets a bit, you can rinse this under the stage. You know, it's kind of set, but
So how long is this set for?
it's been about 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes.
So you want to clean this up. So the easiest way is just under running water. As far as cleaning it up, probably the easiest time to clean it up would be after boil out. You can take this apart and clean this out better. Or,
So we're just trying to get it like roughly clean.
yeah, so that's
All
pretty
right, so
good.
Eddie has got both of them clean now.
So now I just gotta let that second pour set. I'd say at least 30 minutes, probably better 45 minutes for an hour. Make sure it sets all the way.
So right now it is 3:30. So we'll see you in about 45 minutes. We went down to Steve's lab. There's Steve down the first floor, and he's going to show us what to do.
So here's the boil out tank. It's already nice and hot. So you put the flask in here. Just drop it in.
So it's been about, it's well past 4 from our last time we videoed.
and you want to leave it in here for about 7 minutes or so.
7 minutes. So that's it.
Yep. So just gotta wait.
All right. All right. So
It's been about 7 minutes.
no, it hasn't been 7 minutes yet. But Eddie's gathering some supplies here. We got the big screwdriver from one of these drawers.
I put some paper down here too, just help keep things clean. Your separator fluid.
Where'd you get that from?
So this is usually here. Separator fluid is either here or in this drawer right here.
Okay. And he said you want to put the separator on when the cast is hot because it'll flow better. So I think you're still in the Walnut tanks. He got the. Where'd you get those gloves from?
Here.
So and we also have this little.
Yeah. Whatever it's called. It's down here along with these ladles.
All right. So we'll see you in 7 minutes.
I want to make sure you have some protection here.
Big.
And so you put the screwdriver here and just kind of work it open. There you go. So you can see that the wax is just softened but not really melted. So that's why we use this now. Actually, let's open them both first. So you want to put the female side down. So at this point, you want to remove the rest of the wax here. So you use this little colander to catch anything that falls. If the teeth falls, you want it to catch it in this. You don't want it to go down there. It'll be real hard getting it out.
There's a tooth.
No.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, did we? Oh, yeah, you're right. So, good thing we're using this. There's the tooth you can see right there.
Do we take the record base out at any time?
Yeah. So the hot water will make this pretty soft too, so it's pretty easy to take out.
Okay. We lost one of our teeth.
So at this point, you want to pour some water in here too, to make sure that that wax you put in there is all gone.
Okay. Pretty clean.
Yeah. Do one more to make sure. That's pretty good.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to do the next one here. So.
Okay, so we boiled out. Usually when you process after you boil, you can see these little thin parts around the sprue area. You don't want to leave that there because as you're injecting, it can break off and embed stone within the acrylic. So you want to kind of get those off. Easiest way is probably just to use the brass right here and kind of just go over those areas there. Make sure there's no little thin pieces. So just kind of like that.
Is it okay? There's stone inside that little injection tip.
No, so we're gonna probably want to replace that. Replace this tip. And again, you can see this little really thin unsupported area. So you kind of want to clean that up a little bit there. So that's kind of good.
That
Like that.
last little spot. Is that a big one?
Probably not.
All right, so we got all the edges trimmed off, and now
Ready for the separating fluid here. And this one's the one for Ivocap. There's different ones, but this is the ones for use with the Ivocap system.
I guess that's the injection method.
So you just want to stand up like this so that as any extra kind of just runs down.
How many coats of this do you put on?
One or two. Okay, so we boiled out put separator. Now we're ready to mix up the acrylic. So we get these. Just open this little cap here. Open the monomer and pour the monomer in. Once it's all in, you close the cap again, and you use this machine right here, the cap vibrator. There's an on button in the back. Here it is. So green light ready. You open this, put it in here, hold it in with this elastic, and push 5 minutes.
See you guys in 5 minutes.
So after the separator sets, you don't want any separator on the teeth because it's not going to bond well to the acrylic. So to get that separator off, we use acetone. Get some of this here and go over the teeth.
So what is the purpose of this?
So it's to get the separator off the teeth so that there's a good bond between the acrylic and the denture teeth. You can see some of that separator coming off there.
All right. Is that all you got to do? Just do it one time?
Yeah, one time, or I'll probably go one more just because I still see some separator on there. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes. It's finished mixing. So to get this out, you just push this little lever down here and it pops out. So we're good to go. So next step is you want to clamp this down. So to do that, we put these flasks back together. So maxillary. The clamps are down here. And we're going to be using this right here too. So you put this in here. You want the words here, Ivocap, to be backwards. This little part sticking up, and you put it in here.
What do you mean by the Ivocap to be backwards?
Yeah, because you can put it like this. That's wrong.
Okay.
So
it's like a little.
Yeah, or this part sticking up either way. But I usually look at the words and see that they're kind of backwards here.
Got it.
So put it this way. Usually you want it kind of tilted this way a little bit because it gets in the way of this. If you have it right on, like sometimes it'll kind of hit here. So usually I'll kind of tilt it a little bit this way. Then you close it down as much as you can, and you lock this. If it's not locked, this isn't doing anything. You're just moving it up and down. You have to lock it this way for it to actually start putting pressure. So here's the little gauge. This bottom lever, as you pull the pressure, it moves to the side. So basically you go until this one's all the way to the right side. So there you can see that. Then you have to lock it. So to lock it, you move this over here. Now this is locked. So now you can open it. Actually, let the air go. Open it, and this is stuck in here. It's locked due to the pressure.
All right.
So these are both in the clamps now. So now it's time to start injecting the acrylic. So after you mix it, there's some air here that you want to get out of there. So to do that, we use this putty-looking thing here. So we just take the cap off, kind of cover it with your finger so that it doesn't all push out. Put it on here and kind of rock it back and forth. You can see that it got most of the air out. A little bit of air like that's okay. So at that point, you just put this down here like that. We have these here. We have to start injecting. So we use this right here. So this, make sure this is all the way up, which it is right now. And it's not. I'll show you when it's down. When it's down, it's like this. So you don't want it down like this. It has to be up. So if it is down like this, the way you get it back up is you blow air in this little hole right here. Show you that. So this is all the way up. You open this like this, put it down, and lock it in place. Then this, make sure that it's open, it's pointing up. You just put this in the air. You can see the air pressure is at 6 psi in the green, so that's good. And you can see here that it's pushing down that acrylic. So you have to, it takes about 10 minutes for this to push all the way down to feel confident that it's pushed the whole denture. That's going to fill the whole denture in. So.
Okay, we'll see in 10 minutes.
So it's been injected for 10 minutes now. Now we got to put in the boiling water. So it's got the boiling water has to reach a certain level here. It has to reach at least this red line. So that's why when you put it in, you don't want to put it on top of the balls because it can reach it. It can stop it from going down all the way and the water reaching here. So you kind of put it like this, get the balls out of the way, and see all the way down. At this point, you gotta wait 35 minutes with the hot boiling water to polymerize the resin. Okay, so it's been 35 minutes. So now we gotta put it in the cold water. So first you gotta lock this air pressure here. So you just turn this that way and it's locked. And so when we unplug it, you can see that the pressure is maintained. So just pull this out and bring it over here towards the cold water. And again, this tube has been cut to the right length to have the cold water at the right level. So you just put this here so that this doesn't get wet.
And then how long does that stand there?
And then the manual says 20 minutes with the pressure on, then 10 minutes with the pressure off. I just leave it 30 minutes with the pressure on.
Okay.
Okay, so it's been about 30 minutes here in the cold water. So at this point we're ready to take this flask out. So we take this out of the water. We gotta unlock the pressure, and then we can blow the air here again to lift the piston so that we can take this out. So we come over here. Once this lifts, you can take this like that and take this out like that. So we'll put this back here for now. So now we're ready to devest. So the first step is to take this flask out of the clamp. To do that, we use this machine again. So to do this, we have to, put it back in pressure that we can open this. So we gotta put the pressure back on. However, when we do that, this is gonna pop back up. And if it pops back up and this is kind of tight against it, it's gonna wedge this in here so that we can't take it out. So we have to leave some space here to allow that to pop back up. So we lock this and we start just closing the air. Probably just close it a little more. So once it starts putting pressure, you just kind of go until you can move this back to the left. There you go. So now we can unlock. You can see how this pops back up there. So good thing we got some space because we can still pull this out. It's a little tight, but
So if we forget to do that, can we just unwind?
So yeah. So if you do that and it's kind of stuck in here, and I would close it back down, put the pressure, lock this, then you can take it out, open it up, and then.
Got it.
Yeah. So now to separate these two parts, you use this thing again, and along with one of these right here. So you put this like this, close the clamp down, and then we use the big screwdriver and just kind of pry this open. Kind of go from both sides a little bit. There you go. And then we do the same thing on the other side. So we close this down, and then pry it open. And at this point, we can take this like that, and come over here to the pneumatic chisel tool. And break this out. There we go. So you can see the silicone here, and it's pretty nice and clean already.
And we're done. Good job.
Yeah. Now it's time for the lab remount. Check your pin rise and inclusion, all that.
Well, good job, Eddie.